Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So today we're doing something more chill vibe. We're doing a get ready with me while I answer some of the questions that you guys have been asking me. I literally asked you guys questions like literally months ago, like actually months ago. I'm just getting around to it right now, so bear with me, okay? Thank you very much. Thank you. So I have a bunch of questions that you guys asked me on my computer here, and you guys know I'm a rambler, so this is gonna be like a chill, you guys can watch me get ready. Let's just get into it. I don't really have an order. I'm just gonna kind of like random go through them. So I also can't multitask, so this is going to be an interesting video. I'm gonna use my fan. I'm just so extra. Ugh. Okay, so first question, favorite song. Okay, that's like a horrible first question. I actually have so many favorite songs, and I love like so many different genres of music. I love, like, probably one of my favorite genres of music is dancehall. Like, I love dancehall. What else? I love rap, love hip hop. The only genre I feel like I don't like is country. You will never catch me singing a country song. Me and country just don't go well together, so I'm so sorry. I'm not a T-Swiftie over here. Actually, I've been listening to a lot of Afro beats recently. See what I mean? I'm not even getting ready. This is gonna be a 10-hour long video. This is gonna be get comfy, get some popcorn, get your favorite soda, because this is gonna be a long video. These are the Rare Beauty under eye patches. Literally the best ones ever. Also, if you're wondering what this is on my nose, it's not a pimple. No, it is not. It is not a pimple. So I'll tell you guys a story about this thing that's on my nose. So basically, I'm using this Anua 77% Heart Leaf toner, my favorite toner ever. If you know, you know. But I went to the gym yesterday and I was doing a cycling class, and I've done cycling classes before, okay? This gym that I go to now, I recently switched gyms, so I'm new to the cycling classes at this gym, right? And we had to do this weird move on the bike. We had to like go like this on the bike, like, you know when you go like this? We had to do that on the bike because like while you're biking, there's also choreography with the arms and your upper body that you have to do. So we had to do that, right? And me being a dumbass, I've never done that before, and I'm new to these bikes, right? So I don't really know, like, so I do that movement and I go so hard, guys, that I literally bang my head on the actual bike. I went like this and I banged my head so hard on the bike. My whole jaw literally went like this. Like, I felt like my teeth were about to fall out, and then it started bleeding over here, and then there's a little bump, and then there's this little bruise. So we're gonna just deal with that. I'm just gonna ignore that because I'm a dumbass and things like this always happen to me. It really does hurt though, like to the touch, extremely. It is painful. Next question, I guess. How many siblings do I have? So I actually am an only child, and every time I tell people that, they're like, oh, like that must suck. And I'm like, dude, I don't know what the freak you're talking about, but I love my life. Like, I love having no one to disrupt my peace and quiet. Like, I don't know, I always see videos of like siblings and like they're like barging in each other's room, and like I think I would actually have a panic attack if my brother or sister or whatever barged in my room while I was like napping or like having my peace and quiet. Because something about me is that I really cherish my peace and quiet time. Like, I love my alone time. So if you're like disrupting me while I'm, having my alone time, I will spaz the freak out on you. Like, and the thing is with me is I'm super social, but my social battery dies, okay? Like, when my social battery dies, it dies. Like, I need alone time to like recharge and also like just be there with myself. Like, my alone time is really important to me, and it's weird to say that because I was always scared of being alone and I didn't like being alone. There was like times where I didn't even want to like leave, or like I didn't even want to go places alone. There really was a moment where I was scared to actually do things alone. Like, I never wanted to be alone. I'm using Kosas sunscreen. This is my favorite sunscreen ever. Like, Kosas did the damn thing with this. Also, if you hear like weird sounds in the back, I'm getting like packages every second, so please just ignore that. But the next question is, how did I start social media? So this is actually a really good question. I was always a social media queen. Like, I've had social media for so long. Instagram I had since like elementary school, I'm pretty sure. I'm using this new Charlotte Tilbury foundation stick. I actually really like this. It's a shade 6 medium, BT dubs. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I downloaded TikTok in the COVID era, and I remember like that was the prime time when people were going like viral really quickly. So I remember I was like posting, and then I'm using the new Naked Sundays skin tint. It's really good. fast forward to like maybe, that's why I suck at videos like this, because I don't know timelines at all. But I basically was involved with this marketing company, and it was like kind of like being an influencer, but you're marketing like their company instead of marketing like yourself. And then I kind of just started like posting beauty content because, again, I've always been in love with beauty. I've always been intrigued in that world, and I always had so many skincare products, so many. I'm using the NARS pot concealer. This is the shade medium 1 custard, just to cover this girl up because she is prominent. Oh, it hurts, guys. Is that better, kind of? Oh, she's disappeared vibes. Okay, this is why I love the NARS pot concealer. Like, what? That's amazing, amazing. But yeah, so then I started making beauty content, and I think I was making it, it's been a year total since I started making content, beauty content, around August of last year. So it has been a year since I've been making content, and I really enjoyed it. I think I saw a lot of people start making beauty content, and I kind of was like, oh, like, this is kind of cool. I always loved watching beauty creators and beauty influencers. I loved watching like Sephora hauls. Like, probably that was like one of my favorite videos to watch at the time. And I saw all these influencers like getting PR and going on these trips, and I'm like, what the actual freak? Like, I am missing out on a whole other world. That was the point where I was like, okay, like, why don't I just like try and see what happens, right? So I was making beauty content, and then around December, November, I was going through a really tough time in my life, in my personal life. I've told you guys about this. Me and my ex broke up of 7 years, so it was really hard for me. But during that hard time, that's when I kind of blew up on TikTok, and my life literally changed from there. You guys, changed my entire life, and I could not be more thankful. I could cry right now. I could cry right now. But I'm not going to, because we're doing our makeup. But yeah, my life changed for the better, and I can like now say that I'm working the job of my dreams. I'm living the life of my dreams, and I can't wait to see what's like out there for me, because at that point when I did go viral, or you know, when my career on TikTok started like blowing up, or my career on social media, I might say, I really thought my life was ending, because again, like, I was going through a really tough time in my personal life, and everything was just going downhill, and that, it really did save me, and it taught me a lesson where like lots of doors and chapters have to close for new ones to open. And you know, that's like a saying that I will live by now, because I've been on the other end of it and I have seen it. So yeah, but I've always loved social media. Even when I was a kid, like I remember watching like Jeffree Star and like Jacqueline, what's her name? Jacqueline, I don't remember what her name is, but Laura Lee, like James Charles, like all those, my brow slang, all those really big time YouTube people, and I loved watching their content. I specifically really loved Jeffree Star. I think was my favorite. Yeah, I really enjoyed watching their stuff. I would watch their videos on my free time. They're the ones that really taught me how to even like use makeup. Like, hats off to y'all. But yeah, next question. Did I go to university? What was my university experience? So this is actually another really good question. As you guys know, I'm 22, and I did go to university for 3 years, and then I dropped out. So tea on that, I went to York University here in Toronto. I majored in dent and minored in English. So a lot of you guys are probably saying like, how, like, why would you drop out on your 3rd year? You had 1 more year. Even when I tell people that to this day, they're like, you could have stuck it out 1 more year. Shut the freak up. Like, oh my god, I just want to like sometimes shake people and be like, listen, I understand. I totally understand where you're coming from. I definitely could have, but I did not want to, and I couldn't. Like, guys, when I say school was literally making me depressed, like I actually physically couldn't do it anymore. And it was to the point where I was actually physically getting sick. Like, I remember going to school and I was like nauseous. It just gave me like really bad anxiety going to school. And I don't know, like, people might say I'm saying that as an excuse, but it was really hard on my mental health and even on my physical health. Like, it was just not good, and it was not the vibe Yana. I wanted to actually be an elementary school teacher. So to do that, you can really major in anything. I had that minor in English as well, which, like, you know, would allow me to also do high school teaching. But yeah, so I wanted to be a teacher, and I feel like I say like I wanted to be a teacher, but like I don't know what else I would have done. I think I settled for a teaching career because literally nothing else spoke to me. I didn't want to be a cop. I didn't want to be an engineer. I didn't want to be a doctor. Like, I did not want to do those things. And I just don't know, like school is just not for me, like at all. And when I say that to people, they're like always shocked, but like just wasn't for me at all. Like school like actually sucks and it's not somewhere that I can learn and grow and prosper. I know a lot of people that go to university and say it's the best experience of their life, but for me it just like was the opposite. Like it was just not a place where I could prosper and grow. And I've actually learned so much more out of university than I have in when I was enrolled, which, you know, that speaks volumes already for itself. But everyone's different. This is my experience. I do not like school. I don't think you need school to be successful. That's very old logic. You know, I will stand on that. I don't think you need school to be successful nowadays, but you know, everyone is entitled to their own opinion. And my brows are kind of eating though. Let's like, whoa. Okay, brows. Okay, girly poppy pie. But yeah, so my third year, I was like over it. I was just literally done. I was like, fuck this. Like I cannot do it anymore, you know? That's when I continued doing the affiliate marketing, and I was trying to, you know, obviously make money other ways because, you know, I was out of school. I did have a part-time job, but obviously that was like minimum wage. Like that wasn't making me money. But yeah, I was like trying to like make something out of my life. And then I remember not telling my parents that I dropped out until like literally a year later, and like they were really upset. Not even just about the school thing, about the lying thing, which obviously like now I look back and I'm like, yeah, like I shouldn't have lied, but I was scared. I was scared that they were gonna get upset. I was just really scared because school is a big thing to my parents and like a lot of parents, right? Anyways, so yeah, I didn't end up telling them until like a year later that I dropped out, and they were like, what the actual freak have you been doing this entire time? And I'm like, I've been using this L'Oreal brow. This is their new brow lamination gel. It's actually really freaking good. So for a minute, I wasn't doing anything. I was doing the affiliate marketing thing and hoping and praying. I did make money with that. It's just, again, it wasn't something that I loved. So for me, I really have to be passionate about something that I do, or else I'll end up stopping. You know what I mean? So it has to like really fulfill something in me. That's how I've always been. Like I'll always start something, I'll love it for a bit, and then I'll be like, it's not fulfilling something in me. Time to change. You know what I mean? I've always been that type of person, and a lot of people don't get it, but I just can't, like, I don't know, that's just me. Again, everyone's different, but personally, that's just how I am. See how that like just fucking ate the fuck out of my brow? Like, so good. Period, L'Oreal. I think they're good enough. Right? But then whatever, after I dropped out, literally everyone was like, what the freak, you know? But then I ended up starting real estate at Grwm. It's an online course. So the whole real estate course is online. It was kind of like a go at your own pace. I think, if I'm correct, I think it was a total of 2 years. You have to complete 5 courses. Obviously isn't a lot, but again, I tried and it was just too much for me. I'm just not a study, exam, school person. Like, I don't know. Like, it's so weird because like everyone is, like maybe not everyone is and everyone's just pretending they are. But can't learn like that. Like, if anything, that just stresses me out and gives me more anxiety, the exams and all that stuff. I don't actually learn anything from them, you know, which is like, isn't that the whole point of going to school, to learn, not to literally have anxiety about exams? But hey, the brows are looking bomb.com. Yeah, I started the real estate course for a while, and the thing is with that, it was good. I was doing well. I did the first exam, and you need a 75% in order to pass. And I remember my first exam, I got a 75 on the dot. So I was really lucky that I passed, and I was studying for a while. Like, I will say though, I'm using the Dew Bronze, by the way. This is the shade Sand. But I will say I wasn't consistent with the studying. Like, I would study for a bit and then I would like stop, and then yeah, so like it was very on and off, and it's, again, like it was just like not the vibe. And I'm like, I'm spending all this money. Well, you know, my dad was. I'm like, I'm spending my dad's money for what? Like, I don't even want to do this. Like, I literally don't want to do this. But again, it was like it kind of was a backup plan, you know, doing the real estate course. I had literally I really had no other idea of what to do with my life than that. So yeah, I ended up quitting that. And again, it's because it was just like, I hated it. Didn't fulfill something in me. So I was just like, oh, freak this. And then kind of when I didn't fully quit that, but I was like, kind of like, again, I wasn't being consistent with it. I was like on and off studying. But I remember just passing my first exam, and that's when I went viral on TikTok. And I had a chat with my dad, and he was just like, are you gonna gonna like continue this, all that stuff? And I'm like, well, yeah, like as a backup plan, like I should. And then honestly, like this whole TikTok thing and social media like blew up for me. I didn't even have like time to even like, okay, like let's do my real estate course. And again, I didn't want to. I wanted to fully put my all into TikTok. I wanted to fully put my all into social media, make this like my main thing, so I can prioritize all my time to this to make this my main thing, my full-time thing. I will say I did the damn thing. Like I really did that. I put my all into this, and now this is what I do full-time. You know, I did it without a degree. I did it without school. It's possible to do things. It's possible to become successful. It's possible to, you know, do something that you really love without a degree, right? But not the bruise coming back out to light. Girl, I thought we concealed you. What's happening? It's so out there. Please go away. It looks so bad. Whatever. I'm over it. Yeah, that was my university experience. I hated it. When I was enrolled in university, I would like come home and cry every day. Like that was my university experience. I didn't really have many friends. I had like a few. One of my friends in university, she was like my best friend in high school. Like I really just only had her, to be honest. I really wasn't involved in campus activities. Like I didn't want to be involved in campus activities. I literally went to my classes and went straight home. So my university experience was not a great experience. I hated every moment of it, and I will never go back there no matter what. So peace the freak out. For blush, I'm using my Makeup by Mario blush. This is the shade Pinch Me Pink. I actually haven't used this a lot, but it's such a gorgeous color. Next question, where am I from and where did I grow up? So I am from Toronto, Canada, and I have lived here my entire life, and I grew up here. How do I feel about it? I don't know. I don't like living here. I don't know. I don't want to live here the rest of my life. Look how pigmented that is. Like, so pretty, so gorgeous. Very mindful, very demure, you know? Like, Next question, my favorite country. I don't really have a favorite country, to be honest. Like, I haven't visited many countries. I wouldn't say Canada's my favorite country, so maybe like the US. I do want to move to the US one day, so that's my favorite country. I don't know. Another really cool question is how to get PR. Honestly, I'll make it super simple, and I'm not gonna elongate this question like I've elongated all of the rest, but you have to post, girly pop. Like you have to post, you have to like be dedicated to it, and you can't just post once a week or like once a month and like hope and pray that you're gonna get PR. You can't just comment under the brand's posts and hope and pray you're gonna get PR. You really have to dedicate yourself. Again, it's not something you have to do full time, but you have to dedicate yourself. You have to have that dedication of like, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna get PR, I'm gonna post this and this and this. You should have a schedule of like, okay, I'm gonna at least post once a day or twice a day, whatever you can handle, and you need to be consistent with it. I feel like that's like the main thing. Like if you want to become content creator and influencer, if you want to receive PR, go on these brand trips, everything that you see, the main tip I have for you is consistency. Like you just have to be consistent with it. Even if you can post, like realistically in a perfect world, you should be posting twice a day. In my opinion, I remember when I started like making content, I was posting 3 times a day. Like but again, I wasn't doing anything else. Like I wasn't in university, like I just told you guys. I was doing the real estate course, but like on and off, I was really dedicating myself to that, and I like kind of risked it all for that. In the hands of God, it really did work out for me, and I'm very, very grateful that it has. But a lot of people don't have that option, or literally cannot. Like they physically can't just drop everything and, you know, post 3 times a day on TikTok. It's not possible. For those people, I would just say, you know, take your time with it and find something that is consistent for you. So that might not be once a day, that might be like 3 times a week, but you should try and build that up to once a day at least. Again, it's really hard, especially when you have another job, family, kids. Like it's hard, but again, like at the end of the day, like if you want to make this a thing, if you want to change your life and you want to be an influencer or a content creator, you have to like put in that hard work, and you have to like really dedicate yourself to it. And I feel like that's the only way. I don't know, but that's just in my opinion. But if you are a content creator and you're struggling with getting PR, I would say definitely make more videos, make more like specific videos, do more reviews on brands that you want like to give you PR. But I would say tag the brands in your videos too. That's what really got me like noticed, because like I kept tagging the brands in the videos. So that's like my top recommendation also, along with being consistent and give it time. If it's meant for you, I always say this to everyone and they're like, but if it's meant for you, it will happen for you. You will get that PR, you'll get invited on these brand trips. It will happen for you. If it's in God's plan, it will happen for you. If it's meant for you, it'll happen for you. You just have to trust the process and give it time. Do I have any pets? So I actually do. I have a little dog. His name is Thunder, and he's just honestly the love of my life. eye. And nothing more, nothing less. I'm using the Tower 28 Swipe Concealer, by the way. And he's 14 years old, so he's actually getting up there in age. I'm also going to use the Say Concealer. He's getting up there in age, which is very sad, but such a healthy boy. I had him since I was in grade 4, so I've had him for a long time. And yeah, he's literally just my best friend ever in the world. And he is the only pet that I have. But when I do get older and live alone, I do want a big dog. I'm thinking like maybe a German Shepherd or a Doberman. I really want a Doberman, and like especially like the Doberman for me is like needed because I am the most clumsy person in the world. Exhibit A, literally hitting myself on the bike at the gym, but I'm like so clumsy, and like at the end of the day, I'm just a girl. So I need like protection, and I feel like a Doberman is gonna do that for me. So next question, what are my big goals in life? That's like a very broad question. Honestly, I can really say with my chest that I've achieved a lot of things that were really big goals for me. For example, being on a billboard. I've been on a billboard. Like, you were on a billboard, bitch. Like, people don't like, wow. Still so unreal to me, like so unreal to me that happened. But if you guys missed it, I was on a billboard in my city for L'Oreal Paris, one of like the biggest majorest brands out there. I literally just, why is this popping through now? I have a lot of big goals in life. I want to be on a magazine cover. I want to one day move out of my hometown and live somewhere warm with like possibly, you know, a view of the ocean would be really nice, you know, it would be really nice. I have a lot of goals. I'm like someone that has like a really like my goals, like to some people sound insane. Like a lot of people say like, well, you can't, that's like not possible. And I'm like, y'all, just watch me. Like honestly, like at this point, like I know what's possible for me. I've already achieved so many things in my life that I'm so grateful for at such a young age, and it doesn't faze me anymore when people are like, oh, that's like a really big thing, like are you sure? I'm like, girl, shut the freak up. Like just watch from over there, okay? But yeah, I'm very big on ambition. I'm like also I'm using the new Tower 28 powder, so good. Oh, this is the shade Balboa Banana, by the way. I have a really big ambition. I'm super ambitious, and one goal that I really have in mind right now is to move out of my hometown in the next 2, 3, 4 years. I don't know exactly where I want to move to yet. I have a couple places in mind. I'm thinking of either Miami or LA. New York was on the list too, but like I need somewhere hot, you know. I need to get out of this Canada vibe. I want to be tanned and I want to live my best life, and I can only do that personally somewhere where it's hot. I don't know exactly where, but just thinking of those places. So yeah, I'm using the powder of the Patrick Todd Duo. This is in the shade She's Sculpted. Another big goal that I have is I definitely want to open my own brand. I don't know exactly what it would be or what. I'm also thinking of like a podcast because I am such a talker. I feel like a podcast would be really fun, and I feel like you guys would really actually enjoy a podcast. Kind of like an Alex Earl vibe. Like I really like her podcast, and I feel like that's like a really cool idea to do. But in terms of like my own brand, I'm definitely thinking like skincare. I don't know exactly, like I don't know if I'm gonna do makeup or skincare or what, or maybe it's not gonna be any of that. I don't know. I honestly don't know, but I am thinking of, when I envision my life, I see myself owning a big company, kind of like Kylie Cosmetics, like having that pink building. Like I really see myself in that position. I can actually visualize myself having that life, you know what I mean? We don't know. Let's just see what happens. Let's roll with the punches. I'm gonna use Kosas blush in the shade Butterflies. Why did I start making content? Again, I kind of answered this before, but I saw all these like influencers like getting PR, and like that was my dream. I'm like, wow, like if these people can do it, why can't I do it? Like, and I did it. Everyone that I've seen has influenced me. Katie Fang, Ali Ross, Kensington, like so, like Monet, Alex Earl, like all these influencers that I used to watch have all influenced me to start doing what they do. And again, like I said, I was like, if they can do it, why can't I do it? And now I do it. So I'm using the Charlotte Tills blush in Pinkasm. What is my favorite movie? My favorite movie is 21 and 22 Jump Street. Okay, sue me. Like, I don't care. That fucking movie is funny. Like, I remember there was like 1 month that I used to watch that movie like every week, and I used to watch it to the point where like I know the script. I actually know the entire script of the movie, at least for 21 Jump Street. But 22 Jump Street, like I'm getting close to knowing the script. That's how much I've watched the movie, and that's how much I love it. I genuinely think it's one of the best movies created, and if you disagree with me, yeah, but maybe that's like a weird favorite movie to have. I don't know, but like that's like one of my favorite movies. Like I love laughing. Like I actually love laughing, so make me laugh and I'm yours. Okay, that was weird. This is so pretty. Look at that. So pretty. Like I'm going in with my Freck Noir freckle pen from Freck Beauty. That was a lot of Freck. I also really like White Chicks. That's like a classic. If I'm like sad and I want to watch a movie, it'll be White Chicks because it always gets me in the best mood ever. So another question, when did I start getting acne, and talk a little bit about my acne journey. So I actually started getting acne around like COVID, I would say. And I'm gonna do a little bit more bronzer because I feel like I'm looking pale. But yeah, I started getting acne during COVID. I actually had really clear skin in elementary school through high school, and it started like after high school into university, like my acne. I feel like I struggled with acne for a few years. I still do. I'm acne prone, and I've learned to love my skin and love my acne. It used to be worse. I used to go to so many dermatologists, and they used to all say the same thing to me. They were like, oh, like you need to go on Accutane. And I'm like, dude, like I don't want to go on Accutane because this is my personal opinion about Accutane. Like when you see acne, I just feel like that's something that's happening inside your body, and your skin is like reacting, like it's showing you that there's something that's not okay inside your body. I personally don't think that you need medication or chemicals to fix that. I do think you can do it naturally, but again, everyone's different. Some people actually like it doesn't work naturally and they do need medication, but I'm all about like I'm gonna try every single option out there before I do Accutane, because that is my last and final resort, because there's so many side effects. It's scary. It genuinely is scary. And I was at the point where I was looking at the pamphlet of Accutane and I was really like debating on getting it because my acne was really bad. It made me very sad. I was depressed for a very long time. No one really knew, to be honest, because I would kind of put a smile on my face and call it a day, but I would come home, take off my makeup and cry looking at myself in the mirror because I hated the way I looked. My eyes are watering right now because I remember how sad I was about it. Like I remember it was a hard time for me. I used to watch all these people and they were like using this and that, and it was like working for them, and I would try it and it wasn't working for me, which, you know, got me even more discouraged, got me like even more sad about my skin. And I'm like, why me? Like, why can't I have like that perfect clear skin that I see everyone freaking have? Like, why do I have to have acne? Why do I have to have like cystic hormonal acne that's like in like deep inside my skin? It's not just like little white heads or black heads, it's cystic hormonal acne, which was really red. It was not the vibe. Like it was just like, even if I put makeup on to cover it, you know, like you could still see it. You could still see the redness peeking through. You could still see all that texture. And long story short, nothing really changed until I changed everything about my life. Like I started eating better. I started going to the gym. I started becoming honestly the best version of myself. And like something in that healed me. I swear, like my acne started getting less and less. I still am super congested. My skin is always super congested, but compared to before, so much better. Also, like skincare is just like a half of it. Like I'm telling you, if you have cystic hormonal acne, there's probably a very slight chance that you're gonna heal that with just skincare products, because for me it wasn't, and I had to really dig deep and, you know, do trial and errors. Okay, like if I eat dairy, am I gonna break out? Like I had to do like the on and off that stuff. I'm like, okay, spicy foods make me break out. Okay, I know that now. It's been a journey. I know what breaks me out. Some things I don't know. Like sometimes I'll break out and I'm like, why the fuck did I break out? Like I don't get it. A lot of the times for me now, it's my acne is caused by food and hormonal disruptions in my body. So close to my period is when my skin will freak out, and especially in places where I don't usually get acne. Like for example, like up here, I won't break out. I usually break out like my lower cheek area, my jawline, which is all hormonal. I never, knock on wood, I never break out on my forehead. I only break out like literally my cheek area, my jawline area. I don't want to hear people say like, oh, it's all like the new skincare products you use. Oh, it's like probably your pillowcase. I change my pillowcase 3 times a week, so I don't want to hear it. Like telling you right now, I've struggled with acne for years and I've done it all, okay? But I'm at the point where I love my skin, and I've gotten to the point where I've accepted my skin, which is so important. I was like in denial before. I didn't want the skin that I had, but that's the skin that I was born with. After all those years, I kind of got sick of wishing I looked like something else. I just learned that, you know, beauty is within, and acne is so normal. Okay, next. Favorite vacation spot that I've been to. This is like so hard. Honestly, I've been to a lot of different vacation spots. I would say like Aruba. I went on a cruise a few years ago and one of the stops was Aruba. Aruba is stunning. The water is turquoise. It's turquoise. Like, I just don't understand how it's turquoise, but it's so clear. It's so beautiful. I would definitely go there again. LA was also a vibe. I went to LA recently. I feel like that's all I talk about. I literally just talk about my LA trip, but that was also a very fun trip. It wasn't necessarily a vacation trip. It was more for like work. Like I went for a brand trip, but I actually fell in love with the city of LA. I would definitely definitely go back. I also really love Las Vegas. The next question is about acne and confidence, which I kind of already went over, but honestly, it comes with time. If you really do want to change your skin, you also need like a good amount of supportive people around you. Like I always had supportive people around me that were like, wow, like your skin looks so good. Even if it didn't, bitch. Like my skin looked like a disaster in my eyes. You know, my parents, my friends, they were always like, your skin looks so good, like it's getting better, all that stuff, right? Even if it wasn't, just hearing that from like the people that are closest to you does help. Make sure you have a good support system around you. And if you don't, fuck those people. Find a new one. I'm your support system, girl. It sucks, but I'm here for you. And I hope me telling you guys my story made you feel a little bit better about your acne. And that's all I want. I just want one person to feel better about their skin. And just know you're not going through it alone. There's so many people out there that have acne, but again, they just don't show it. Like for example, me, like when I got this platform, I'm like, that's the main thing that I want to do. I really want to show people that like I have this acne, or I still do have this acne, or if someone says I have perfect skin, I'm like, listen, bitch, like I don't have perfect skin. Like I have a full face of makeup on right now and you can still see things, you know, like it's just, I don't have perfect skin. And I want people to know I don't have perfect skin. I want people to know I'm acne prone. I want people to know I've been through cystic hormonal acne. I've been through the depression. I've been through that stage because people think they're alone in it and they're not. And I want to be that voice, say that I'm here with you, and I get it. I do get it. Okay, someone asked me about my first kiss. This is such a weird story. First of all, I don't talk to my first kiss anymore. And I think this was in like grade 8. It was definitely before high school for sure. But I was talking to this guy and we met through one of my friends that I had at the time. And we all went to the movies. So my friend at the time had a boyfriend and he was friends with that guy that, you know, liked me. So we all like went to the movies on like a double date type of thing. And, you know, I thought like, okay, probably gonna kiss me in the movie. Like that's gonna be my first kiss, you know. Hee hee ha ha. Didn't do that. We were like out of the movies and we were like kind of standing outside. Where like in the movie near me, I have like, there's like an arcade area. So I remember I was leaning up against the claw machine and he was like waiting for his ride or whatever. I don't know what we were waiting for, but he was like, okay, like I'm gonna go. And then he went to go hug me. He pulled back for like a millisecond and then went like he kissed me so fast, and it was just a peck. Like that was my first ever kiss. And it wasn't like, I don't really like say that was my first kiss because it barely was. It was like on half of my lips. Like, I don't know. I guess that's my first kiss. I don't know. I wouldn't count that as my first. But my first actual kiss, I would say, was with my ex, and this was in high school. I was in grade 10. So I was 15. I remember we went on like walks in my school, and then there was one point where he walked me back to my class, and then right before I went in, it was like outside of the class door, like on the side, we like had our first kiss. It was just a peck. It wasn't like a makeout session or anything. It was a peck. And I remember going back into that class and I looked to my best friend. I'm like, I just fucking had my I had my first kiss, bitch. It was actually cute. And my nationality, I'm half Italian and half Iranian. I know, interesting, very interesting mix. Every time I tell someone that, they're like, what? But I am Iranian. My mom is Iranian and my dad is Italian. I don't speak Italian, but I do speak Farsi. Wouldn't say I'm fluent though. I think I used to be fluent, low-key, when I was younger, but I kind of lost it now, which is really unfortunate. But I do know how to speak. My grandma actually comes to visit Canada every once in a while, and she only knows how to speak Farsi. So that's kind of how I learned. Like I was just like grown up, like I grew up hearing the language and I kind of just started talking it, which is honestly so cool to me. I'm gonna use the new Kosas gel eyeliner for my waterline and just do a little bit of like smokiness. My favorite food would definitely have to be a burger. Like if you know me, you know me. Like give me a burger and I'm a happy girl. Like literally, like that's all I need. I don't ask for a lot. I just ask for a good yummy burger. Good yummy burger. But my favorite food is definitely a burger. And honestly, it doesn't even have to be like a fancy burger. Like I just love any type of burger. I love burgers so much, so much. My first injury. Okay, so my first ever injury, I was in elementary school and I like don't remember exactly what I was there for. I think I was like, I got really sick, I think, and I didn't go to school for a really long time. I think this was in like grade 1, grade 2. And the only reason I went to school is like to pick up my homework and to like, I don't even know. I think it's because I went to go pick up my homework. But yeah, I was sick for a while. I come back to school, like my classmates, my teacher made me a get well card. And then one of my friends at the time, we went to the bathroom together. And I specifically remember my mom was there too, because I think she was like helping me pick up the work, or I don't know why my mom was there. So I don't think it was an actual school day for me. Like we were just going to pick up something. And then my best friend at the time, I'm using the MAC lip liner in Soar. Love this color. but I went to the bathroom with her. I specifically remember my mom, she was like, do you want me to come with you? I'm like, no, like I'm a big girl, I'll go with my friend. I didn't actually have to go to the bathroom, she did, so I just went with her, and she went into the stall, and I like placed my hand, you know where the crack of the door is? So my fingers were in that crack of the door, and you can just imagine what happens next. Obviously closes the door to use the bathroom. My fingers are in the crack of the door, and they're getting crushed. And she's standing there laughing, you know, like she thinks it's like a funny little joke. And I'm like, you know, I said her name multiple times. I'm like, hey, like open the door, my fingers. She just thought it was a joke, so she kept laughing. And I was like, no, like, yo, my fingers, girl. Like, and then she realized that I was actually not joking around, and I had to rush to the hospital. Not an ambulance though. My mom, she drove to the hospital, and I don't think I had to get stitches. Maybe like a few stitches I had to get. But that was my first ever injury, and I feel like that was my most intense injury, you know, knock on wood. But okay, another question. I'm gonna like kind of skip through some of these questions and pick the ones that I really do enjoy. What are my dream brands to work with? So it's weird to say, but I've worked with a lot of my dream brands. Like I can go through a list right now. I actually do have a list on my computer. I will read it to you guys. So some of my dream brands to work with would be Jisoo, Hourglass, Way, K18, Kerastase, Hourglass, Refi. Tower 28 is one of my, I feel like Tower 28 is by far probably the dream brand. Like, and you guys know how much I love Tower 28 as a brand. I'm also using the Anastasia Beverly Hills gloss. It's the clear gloss. I actually would literally die to be the face of their campaign for Tower 28. Like that would definitely be a dream come true for me. Tower 28, pick me up, girly pop. But Patrick Ta, I would love to work with Patrick Ta. Rhode is another huge brand that I would love to work with. Rhode, girly pop, I love your stuff. Yeah, I have a lot of brands here, to be honest. Some brands on here I've already worked with, like Say and Kosas. Those are big brands that were my dream brands to work with, and I've worked with both of them, I can say. And just saying that out loud is just insane. I love both of them so much. I've also worked with Glow Recipe, which was another huge dream brand of mine. Actually, fun fact, they were one of the first ever brands to reach out to me to send me PR, Glow Recipe. So that's crazy. I'd love to work with like clothing brands too, like White Fox, Princess Polly. I would actually die to work with Skims. I'm sorry. Like I would physically, like I would love to work with Skims. I own all their baby tees, like all of them. I wear them in all my videos too. Like that's all I wear. That's like some of the brands. I'm also gonna do some final touches of my makeup. I'm finished my makeup, but I do have more questions and I want to kind of answer them. Another question, my favorite show ever would probably be Friends. Like that is my comfort show. That is my show. I actually don't care. I'm actually also loving this lip combo. This is my first time trying it and I'm obsessed with it. What do I look for in a man? I love this question and I've actually thought about it a lot. I feel like the one thing that I look for is ambition in a man. Like I'm truly sorry, like you have to have the craziest ambitions like me, because I'm someone that has the craziest dreams, the craziest goals, and you have to be able to, like, if you can't match that, you should have ambitions of your own and you should want to work and make money, not only for yourself but to also provide for me, for yourself, for our future family. And that, for me, that's what makes you so attractive. You have to have a nice smile, you have to have a sense of humor. Like that's a huge one for me. You have to have this weird goofy side to you. You can't be a nonchalant man. Like, I'm sorry, you are born. You should be like best of both worlds. Like you can be a nonchalant man, but you also should be like a goofy, like be able to make me laugh, okay? Make me laugh. Yeah, I don't know, someone that's just cool. Also someone that's obsessed with me. Be obsessed with me. I love that. I have a question. How do I stay motivated in the gym? So I'm actually not motivated in the gym at all. And I actually recently, today's the first day actually, but when you guys are seeing this video, it'll be a few days into this challenge. I started 75 hard today. Today's August 19th. Well, when I'm filming, today's August 19th. And I'm starting 75 hard, not because it's trending or whatever, but because I have struggled with discipline in the gym specifically and with my eating habits. I used to be really dedicated and disciplined. I used to eat super clean, go to the gym every day. I used to wake up at 6 a.m. in the morning. Like I was like that girl. I still am that girl, but we have a few things to tweak and that's totally normal. And I feel like the 75 hard challenge will really help me get back into like the habits that I used to have and even create better ones for me. So you guys can follow along with me doing the 75 hard challenge. I'm gonna keep updating you guys on my Instagram story. If you are not following me on Instagram, you guys are missing out. my Instagram, I'll put it right here. I have actually a specific highlight on my Instagram labeled 75 hard, so you guys can like watch my entire journey. And the reason I'm posting it and telling you guys about it is because I want to actually stick with it, and I want you guys to keep me accountable, and I want to show you guys that it's possible, and I want to show you guys the journey through the ups and downs, and I feel like it'll be really fun. So, and I feel like I will also learn a lot about myself during this challenge too, because I'm not motivated in the gym. Motivation comes and goes. Just know that you're not always gonna wake up feeling motivated to go to the gym. There's gonna be so many days where you don't want to go. It's easier said than done. You really have to be disciplined, and again, it's a habit. Like once you do it for a while, it'll be like engraved in your brain and your body that you have to go work out. You'll start to feel weird if you miss one day of the gym. That's when you know like you're that girl when that happens to you. It takes time, but yeah, it's a lot of discipline. Not motivation, discipline. You have to be disciplined. Do you want kids? Here's the tea. How do I say this in a nice way? I don't really like kids. Okay, this is my thing. Kids to me are annoying. But obviously that's gonna change if I have my own child. I'm not gonna hate my own child. And it's not even about the children. Like it's more about like me right now in the stage of life that I'm in right now. I would say no to having kids because obviously like I still have my whole life ahead of me. I still am super young, all this stuff, and I'm kind of scared to have a kid because that's a lot of like changes going on in your body, and I don't know if I want all that change in my body. It is very scary, and giving birth kind of scares me. So I don't know, but again, like if I do meet someone in my life and you know I'm in love with them, the thing that comes with that is obviously want to have a family with that person. So if that does happen, my answer might change. It might be like, you know what, I'm willing to put my body through that to have a family with the person that I love, and that's a total different story. But because I don't have that person in my life, I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna answer 2 more questions. What do I do on my spare times? Do I have any hobbies? Yeah, so I actually haven't done this in a while, but I love to dance. Dance is my hobby, and it kind of just feels like release to me when I'm dancing. It feels like no one else is in the room, and I'm just like there, and I'm just like expressing myself in ways that I can't when I talk. I don't know, it's weird. Like if you're not a dancer, it's like hard to understand, but it's like a therapy type of thing for me. I haven't done it in a while. I do want to start dancing again because I love it, and I love music, and I love moving to music, and I love seeing the way my body moves, and like even learning about myself through movement is super cool to me. So I don't do competitive dancing or anything. I used to actually when I was younger. I used to literally do competitive dancing up to like age 16 or 17. But yeah, competitive dance was my entire life until I reached like high school era. That's when like there's a certain age that you reach in competitive dance where you can't compete anymore. Dance was my life when I was younger, and I still do love dance, but I wouldn't say I'm much of a competing type of dancer anymore. I would say I do it for the fun of it. I do it for the feeling that I get, the happiness and the joy that I get, that I feel after I dance. I would say hip hop is my favorite. It's always been my favorite. I love it. Really allows me to like kind of express myself. Last question though, how do I deal with hate? Honestly, I like don't even pay attention. This is the thing with me. Like so many people ask me too, like how do you deal with like all of the hate comments that you get? And it depends. There's some videos where people really hate, and like people will hate, especially people on Instagram. I've noticed that people on Instagram Reels, it's a dangerous place out there. People will hate, and people will say some crazy shit to you. Like how do I deal with that is I know I have such a huge community that loves me and loves who I am and loves my personality. I understand that there has to be 2 sides of it. Like I understand there has to be a huge community that loves me, but there also has to be a huge community that hates me. But I just run off of the people that love me because I know they love me for me. I know they don't want me to change, and I know that these people love my content for who I am, and that's who I do it for, you know what I mean? And that there's going to always be people that hate you, even if you try to be the perfect person. Like there's always going to be someone that hates you. Obviously being an influencer or a content creator on social media, you have a lot of opinions, a lot of people giving their unsolicited opinion. That's what it is, you know, that's what I've learned. Like that's how social media works, and that's how I would say is the bad side of what I do. And you know, there are times that I go through like comments. I don't really go through comments on Instagram just because people are really rude on Instagram. I will say people are really rude on Instagram. Like, I'll read some of the comments and I'm like, damn, like that actually kind of hurts, you know? TikTok I can deal with. It's like the Instagram sometimes where I'm like, yo, that's crazy. Yeah, I don't really read my comments that much. On TikTok I try to, and they don't affect me as much as they used to when I started making content. It's weird because people will point out insecurities that you weren't even insecure about, but it'll become a new insecurity and you're like, wait, I didn't know that this part of my face or like this was not normal or unnormal or like weird. You have to have really tough skin to be a content creator and to be on social media, and you can't let that get to you, and you just have to know deep inside that you are doing something good for a community. Anyways guys, that is the end of the video. I actually really love this type of video. Let me know if you guys like this video. I feel like you guys know a lot more about me now, and like, I don't know, my mindset and just how I think. I love just talking about this. I feel like honestly, if I had a podcast, it would eat. This was really fun. Let me know if you guys like this type of video. I can definitely do another one. Yeah, I love you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed the video. I will see y'all the next time.